everyone, this is the Psychic Sleuth, and I'm going to be discussing Sam Sayer today. I was given the case last week, and I was getting stuff prior though in Molly's auto-write. I just wanted to go over that, and the reason why I'm doing this is because I wasn't going to put a video out, but I'm thinking that it's important from what I'm finding out that I get this information out there in case anybody wants to pursue it, because I'm worried that they're not really going to listen to what I'm saying because they're so focused on the mountain, which I feel like they could be focused on the mountain still, but also maybe look in other areas. So I was asked to take this case, and I felt that it was, like I said, important, because I don't feel like anybody really wants to listen, and I say this with utmost respect for everyone involved, her family and all that. I feel very deeply for her mother. I know that I can't even fathom how she's feeling right now, and I do this out of respect so that maybe I can get my information to her and out there, so that if people know these people or can see them or have seen them or they think the same thing or they saw something, that's why I wanted to get it out in the open. Because I do feel like Sam's still alive, or she was when I finished this, and so that's why I feel an urgency here, like an extreme urgency. So, I'm not perfect. I can be completely wrong. So far I've been accurate on cases that I've worked, but I am human. So I need to get out and put out what's being given to me. But the visions are just too strong, and they tie into some of my earlier auto-writes from Delphi and Molly. So I do think that there's a secondary location that Molly was held in that is a cabin, like I've said before, but this also has a cabin in it that I've been seeing in those mountains with snow on it. Because I know that maybe the mountains weren't possible for the area of Molly, so I think this might be where they fit in at. With the snow in the background. So the recap from Auto-write 3 with Molly was, and I believe this belongs to Sam, is I got a few days before I was given Sam's case. I also believe that the cabin with the mountains and the hunter with the gun rack belongs to her as well. There are probably many things that belong to Samantha mixed in with Molly's. As I stated, there can be more than one meaning. Things can go from multiple cases and contain past, present, and future. This was from Auto-write 3 with Molly. So she keeps showing me a hawk circling. I don't know if it's symbolic or a name. I know it's come up before, and I hear lots of birds and water flowing like I'm in the woods someplace, which has been strong since the beginning. I do see her climbing rocks, looking like a hiking area. I don't know if she enjoyed doing this or not. This is why I think it's Sam, but she was being helpful. And I'm also told the number 10, so I don't know if this is for October or the 10th of a month, or there's some other reason behind it. And also the number 15. I see stars everywhere, and I feel that she loved to look at the stars. 3 days before I got this, I kept seeing stars everywhere. Then I got the case, and I kept telling my manager about the stars, so my team did some research, and it turns out Samantha has stars on her head right over her right ear, which my right ear has been feeling very weird every time I connect to this case. I get weird stuff in my ear. I can't explain it. I did keep hearing I should have listened to Mom, and she was curled up when she was saying this. Taking numbers from what I've gotten along with the new ones, 5, which Samantha, her name is a 5. So 5 is going to be very important, as well as it's one of the very first things I got. 33, 12, 17, 92, 1, 2, 54, 13, 8, 4, 7, 10, and 15. Since sometimes numbers can have more than one meaning, I just put them all in here that I could remember. Okay, so August 29th I did. Okay, I see her hiking, and she reaches the brown sign and goes right up, down, then straight, and she's enjoying the sights and smells. It's a wonderful feeling of hope and freedom. She stops, puts her arms out, and yells as loud just to hear the echo. Feels like she's either hiked here before or somewhere similar, and she feels confident. See her leg muscles strong. There is a mountain to the left and a cliff embankment on the right, and she feels warm, but a cool breeze. I see a jacket around her waist and a small backpack. She is starting to sweat a little bit, but nothing makes her feel as free as when she's outdoors hiking. She sees what looks like a hawk circling. I go into a cave, or I see her go into a cave or two, and there's writing on them. She studies them for a bit. I see her come out, and she notices that it's getting dark or late, and that it's getting cooler. She has been hiking quite a bit, and as it's probably around a 5-mile hike. That's a guesstimate. Just trying to see if, maybe that's where a 5 fits in. I see at one point she does tweak her ankle on a rock, and I see her slide on her butt a bit, but I see her get up and she's walking back. The air is crisp. She puts on her jacket. It's thin, and she takes in the smells of the late afternoon. Trees and water she can hear in the distance. As she gets closer, I see her take out her keys, hear them jingle. I hear footsteps behind me. She feels followed. I better speed up, she thinks, so she starts to speed up, walking and looking over her shoulder. I see a darker car in the distance. She looks like this is in the direction that she's going, but I see camouflage and binoculars and a man come from nowhere in front of her. She is now surrounded. They look like mountain men. The one that has camouflage and the other is wearing black. How long have they been watching? She thinks to herself. She hears a man's voice behind her say, "Hey, can you help me? I'm a bit lost." The voice is deep and husky. She turns around and says, "No, sorry, I have to get home." Shit, she thinks my phone is in the car. Now, I don't know if it actually was or she's just thinking it is. It could be in her little pack she has, but when we get scared off when we do forget things, she thinks I can try to run, but next thing is hand over her mouth and lights out. By now it's dark, and they're in an area at this time where it looks like no one else is around. I don't know if it's close to the parking lot where she was vulnerable, where she was taken at. Like, there was nobody around. It looks like she could see the car but not reach it. Now I see tons of stars, kind of like if you're high up in the mountains. This like a really, starry sky. This can also be because she loves the stars, which I do feel she has an affinity for. There's a windy road, and the road goes up and down as it winds. Lots of trees. She's chilly. Maybe this is part I thought Molly was her. I do still think that Molly was in a colder area, like a secondary area. But I do see a cabin, but smoke coming out of the chimney in its dark brownish log cabin. I can hear running water, men arguing, something happened, pain in my right hip. I don't know if she fell or what. Hurts a lot, though. I hear men arguing, well, now what are we supposed to do? I don't know. Sounds like the name Tom or something like that. I didn't think we were actually going to do it. My right ear is burning, not sure why. 7-11-15-33. There is a Jeep SUV type thing in the driveway. I see this older woman walk out towards them. They're off the beaten path, out backwoods. Now the moon is crescent when I look up. I don't know if this is symbolic or if it was. And then remember the vision I have where my hands are tied to a chair. I do see that again, which I do feel Molly was tied up as well. So I think it's going for both of them. T name, L name. And then I did one on 9-2, and I said I decided I would drum, see if I could get a clear image or more information. Drumming helps us connect as it is the heartbeat of the earth. It brings our focus to that of the drum, and we are able to go in way deeper and get clear images. I didn't think of it with Molly, but I will probably try it as things come in vivid when I did this. Only thing is it's hard to remember when you go back to write it down. So it began with her hiking and taking big steps up on rocks, it looks like. I see her come down, sights and sounds of what she loves, Anne with an E, maybe Annie for short. This could also be Diane. I know my grandpa always called my aunt Annie or Anne, and her name was Diane. 30s, reddish brown hair, hunting outfit or camo, glasses. I don't know if he wears them all the time. Silver rim, face is round, kind of chubby, fatter cheeks, freckles, some bags under his eyes, wavish, thicker hair, goatee, mustache. Hair is on the longer side, thicker build, wider shoulders. The younger brother is early 20s, tall, skinny, possibly adopted her step, black, dark brown hair, black/dark brown hair. Hazel, greenish eyes, on the browner side though. J, cabin, log, smell fire, smoke, wood stacked on side of the house, flowers like on the address thing or name, but I can't make it out. Wooden tulips, red and orange. Here, water. Prescription meds for women. Hair and bun. Grayish, medium build. 5'4", like 5 feet 4 inches. Flower dress. Boys, not all theirs. They're sort of off. I see her slapping their head when they don't get something or don't do something. Mama's boys. Still gives them baths. Male, whitish hair, blue eyes. 60s, kind of wise. All men bow to her. All the men in the household. Truck, dual cab, dark color, maybe a dark green, hunting rifle, tinted back window. Keep seeing like the ribs, like, you know, when it's not straight, but they're black and in the back of the truck. I don't know how to explain it. Blonde, believe was sister, looks a lot like Sam, but blonde hair and pigtails, blue eyes, possibly past in her teens, 15 to 18. Path up to cabin, driveway dirt, here sticks and pine needles under tires, chilly, in truck, hands tied, back seat, interiors black, blindfolded, gag, see her wiggling her hands, she keeps calling them freaks. 547, old lady has arthritis in her hand, heart condition for someone, keep getting reference to Snake River, but I don't know why. Here, trickling water, tree branches creaking, secluded, surrounded by mountains, see snow up high, see her in a room on a bed, and the room is light blue. Hear the name Abigail. The truck is loud. I see her sitting with her knees up, arms wrapped around her knees, and her head is down in them. See her refusing oatmeal and knocking it over. She pisses them off. She's too stubborn and sickly. My right ear feels weird again, and I feel achy and have a headache. Every time I connect with her, I seriously feel like I've been hit by a truck. I feel achy, exhausted, headache, just hurt all over. I am like this for hours afterwards. I think this is from her autoimmune disease. Maybe he's a doctor or has a way to get prescriptions, as I think they drug her. Does wife spitting, feel like they are keeping her secluded or sedated by food, but she's on borrowed time. They are starting to see that she's not what they want, as she is not bending to their will. Like they're trying to find a replacement for that daughter. She's extremely stubborn and headstrong. They don't like that about her. This is why I feel I needed to get this out. At the time I did this, she was alive, I feel, but I do feel she still is alive. If she was on the mountain, she wouldn't be. I don't feel I would also be getting more info on her. This information is coming from guides. I do feel like Molly was trying to help her as well. As often I get more than one case at a time in an auto-write. This is how cases come to me sometimes. I get information prior to them and when doing other auto-writes, and then I'll get the case like a few days later. Looking back, I bet there is more of Molly's that pertains to Sam. I'm not done with that case yet. I just feel like there's a lot going on there, but I must be careful what I say. Also forgot that I got 98. Oh yeah, and I also got the number 44 as well. She is strong and a survivor. And we did some Syntex with her name. Well, my associate did. And it actually matches what I've gotten right here. So we're probably going to do another video with just it's going to be a short one with just the names and numbers that derive from her name. They've been proven to be pretty accurate when describing someone and describing what happened. And so that's how I feel like this is on the right track, because it matches with the words that come from her name. So, with that being said, I'm going to say bye for now, and I really hope that we're able to find her.